Mr. President, let me first say that it is an evidence that the member states of the Union have to play an important role, a vital role, I should say, in the economic strategy of the Union and of the Eurozone in the next years. But the most important question is another. The most important question today is who will do the control and who shall do the sanctioning if some of the member states are not fulfilling the conditions. That is the key question. Will the control be in the hands of the member states themselves, of the Council, and will the member states sanctioning themselves, or will it be an independent institution, a communitarian institution of the European Union? That is the key question of today. And I have to tell you, I don't think that there is anybody here in this House who believes that the member states shall sanction themselves. They didn't do it in the past. Why should they do it in the future, dear colleagues? And let me give you some examples. The Lisbon Treaty failed because there was no system of an independent institution controlling the member states on applying this Lisbon strategy. And the same happens in the Growth and Stability Pact. What happens in the Growth and Stability Pact? When it is small countries who are not fulfilling the conditions, then we live a Greek tragedy. And when it are big countries who are not fulfilling the conditions, like Germany did and France did, they adopt simply the Stability Pact and the Growth Pact. So it are not the member states who can do the job. It is an independent communitarian institution who has to do it. We are convinced of that. We have two resolutions that have to be adopted, mostly unanimously. And a few days ago, I think it was 2 days ago, the President of the European Central Bank, Mr. Trichet, said exactly the same, gave exactly the same analysis here in this Parliament. Well, European Parliament, European Commission, the President of the European Central Bank, we think that it is to the European Central Bank, to the European Commission. Trichet even proposed another institution. I don't think that we need new institutions for that, but in any way it is based on the communitarian method that the European institution has to fulfill that role. And that doesn't mean that the member states don't play a role. No, they have to implement this whole strategy in daily politics, in the daily strategies that they develop in their own countries. And that is what we need. President. We need that in the Growth and Stability Pact, we need that in the Euro 2020 strategy, and we need that also in the new competitiveness strategy that we shall develop in the next months. My second point, Mr. President, is about the financial supervision. What is the problem here? The problem is that the European leaders shall go to the G20 and they cannot announce an agreement on the financial supervision. And the reason is very simple. The reason is that the ministers of finance of the European Union, the ECOFIN, in December came back on the good proposals of the Commission and based on the report of de Larosière. There is the problem. It is not here that the message has to be given. We have to give the message to the ministers of finance. They have to come back on their proposals and go in the direction of the Commission. The proposals of the Commission and de Larosière are based on a European supervision authority for the banks. That's the proposal mainly. And what the Ministers of Finance did in the ECOFIN in December last year was simply a little bit of coordination between national supervisors. National supervisors that didn't work in the financial crisis. There was no one national supervisor who alarmed the politicians at the moment of the financial crisis. And now they are explaining that's a good system, that we have simply to coordinate themselves. So what we need is that from the Council, from the European Council, there is pressure now on the Member States, on themselves, I should say, to go in the direction of a European supervision authority based on the proposals of de Larosière, President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.